Hello and welcome everyone. Sorry for the little delay on my end. My live streaming capabilities were turned off on the LinkedIn. So if you're watching on LinkedIn, please let me know if it is working correctly. You can hear me, picture's good. Drop a comment for me. That would be great. That would mean the world. For everyone else that is present here on YouTube, welcome. Today is going to be a very specific topic regarding the Money Max account. Lately, the United Financial Freedom Company, right, Money Max account product has been picking up a lot of steam lately. There's quite a few social media influencers out there, including myself, that have been raving about this particular product. Now, the purpose of what I'm doing in this video and more to come for the rest of this year is really focusing on those who are interested in purchasing the Money Max account to improve your personal finances, get out of debt, save more, invest more, all of those wonderful things with our money. And those, and this is one of the controversial topics here, those of you who have purchased the Money Max account and you were either missold the product, and I'll explain what I mean by that, or you purchased a Money Max account with a specific intention on how this product was supposed to serve you, and come to find out after you spent thousands of dollars that you're having a tough time actually achieving what you might have been sold or represented. And it's a completely different thing. So now you're in a bit of a tough spot. And the reason why I know this is I have many clients, paying clients, people who have paid me money that already purchased the Money Max account. They're hiring me saying, Denzel, I bought this thing thinking that it could do this, and come to find out I'm not seeing any material that supports this. In fact, I'm having a very difficult time telling the software what I want it to do. And I thought, based on the guru, whoever sold me it, that this would be the case, and that's simply not so. And I'm going to prove to you why that is from the company's perspective based on what they put out. Well, I'm going to take you through the marketing that the company has internally versus what is being said out there in the marketplace. So what's happening is there's misrepresentation going on regarding the Money Max account. And it's not good for anyone. It's not good for the client. It's not good for the guru. It's not good for the company. Makes the company look bad. In fact, there was an email that came out recently from United Financial Freedom, from the marketing team. And the email went just like this. It said, it has been brought to our attention that there are some agents in the company reaching out to social media influencers and marketing the Money Max account not the way the company would like. And so they're adding an extra parameter that all marketing content must be submitted to UFF for approval before posting, right? And I'm in a unique position because I'm both a social media influencer, financial content creator, guru, whatever you want to call me. I'm in that space of social media influencer, but I'm also an agent licensed with United Financial Freedom to sell the Money Max account. And I'm someone that doesn't sell the product to every heartbeat on the planet. I don't just sell it to anyone that has a heartbeat or anyone that has debt. That's not how I roll, right? And I also don't make false claims about the Money Max account, such as this product will get you out of debt faster than this mechanism or faster than this. The company does not do that, right? Now, to make it even more narrow, get it even more narrow, this world that you and I live in, the velocity banking, infinite banking world that you and I live in, okay, is a small world, small community, okay? United Financial Freedom Money Max account, much bigger audience base, much bigger client base. They are going after anyone that has debt, right? That's their target market. People, Americans, right? This is only for United States, if I'm not mistaken, right? Anyone in the United States that has a ton of debt, that has cash flow problems, that has been in debt for so many years and they're struggling and trying to get out of debt. And now there's a software that will guide you, that will give you the support you need to get out of debt and become debt-free. The company does provide a guaranteed debt-free date. Once you put in all your numbers accurately, it produces a debt-free date. And if you do not get debt-free, meaning you followed everything to the T according to the software, and you do not get out of debt in that time frame, then if I'm not mistaken, they will either they refund the product purchase amount that you paid, or I don't know if they pay that difference of how much it was late by. Let's say it was off by 2-3 months or something like that. I know there's some sort of reimbursement or some sort of support in that. I forget what it is, right? So we have a couple things. There's people watching right now. It's 18 people in the house. You either never heard of Money Max account before, and now you're interested. You heard of Money Max account, and you're interested in buying the product, seeing if it would work for you in your situation. Or you purchased the Money Max account, and you're someone that is not happy with the product because of how you were sold, not necessarily how the product works and the functions behind it and what it can do for you. That's what I really want to spend majority of my time here today, is focusing on the misrepresentation that occurs so that the company can do better, so that social media influencers don't get influenced by agents in the company that are telling the social media influencers something, and then their job is to go out and market and sell it. So let me give you the financial breakdown of how we, the gurus, make money off of you regarding Money Max, right? So here are 2 different ways this works out. And oh shoot, my camera is frozen. So let me fix my camera real quick. I don't know why it froze on me. Give me just a second. And it might be a little shaky at first. Forgive me. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. Beautiful. It's working. All right. Let me give you the financial breakdown. So you see who's making money, how's it work, and why this is very, in there's a lot of incentive for the influencer. So this is the guru. Okay. We're going to put UFF here, which stands for United Financial Freedom, right? And United Financial Freedom has one product, the MMA. Not mixed martial arts, but Money Max account, okay? This is their product. And the software, typical price range for majority of people that I've sold it to, that I know have paid for it, is somewhere around this price range, about $3,000 to $5,000, right? There's really 3 versions of the Money Max account, right? If you have 1 to 3 mortgages, you pay a certain price. And if you have 4 or more, then you pay another price higher than this person here. And then I think there might be one for 6 mortgages or more. And that might be more than 5,000. I'll have to check. But this is typical price range. Today, right, this is 2024. Their product has, increased over the years. Right? If you go back to like 2005 or 2008 or something, I'm pretty sure it was a cheaper price then, inflation and whatnot. So perspective, we're in 2024 as I'm recording this video. You got the guru here. You got the company, right? This is a company, UFF. This is their product, Money Max account. And we'll put financial guru here because this is the ideal product for a financial influencer that's talking about how to get out of debt. Here's a product that can help their audience get out of debt. The guru makes a stream of income. The company handles the client. Less work on the guru, right? Win-win scenario, okay? Now, in order for UFF to get the word out of Money Max account, what they've done is they have established what's called a MLM, direct sales, or network marketing organization. Now, some of you listening, the 23 people in the house, you may have had a very negative experience with these words, multi-level marketing, direct sales, and network marketing. You might have a certain belief system of this type of structure within a company. You might immediately say, what? Scam. Multi-level marketing, pyramid scheme. Those are the typical things that you will hear when you come across those terms. Why? Well, the reputation of multi-level marketing companies, direct sales, network marketing companies are not exactly the best reputation out there in the marketplace, right? They have a lot of stains on them, that particular structure, the pyramid structure, right? So that's one aspect so far. Let me keep going. And comment, right? Questions, thoughts, so that I can address you once I get through the whole lesson, right? Feel free to comment now so you don't forget your question. So let's say you get past that part. And what this simply means, having this kind of a structure, is UFF, instead of hiring employees, like sales employees, and to market and sell the product of MMA, they have what's called independent business agents or independent business owners. In other words, a bunch of 1099 folks, right? A bunch of 1099 people that essentially pay to play, right? So this is the sales force, but these are contractors, technically, non-employees, right? They are not an employee of the company. They have paid to sell the product of the Money Max account. They go through some training, right? They go through some training to sell the product of the Money Max account. And whenever they sell a product, they receive commissions. So this is how they get paid, is purely off commissions, right? Sell a product, make a commission. Sell a product, make a commission. Sell a product, make a commission. Now, what this guy or girl can do is go out into the marketplace and find a Denzel, right? Find a guru, find a marketer, and they can strike a deal, a referral partnership agreement. And this guru has two choices. Either they are just a referral partner and they'll receive a percentage of the commissions, right, off of the product, right? They get a small piece, or the guru, Denzel, can join said agent on his team under, right? We'll call this guy Joe. Let's say Denzel gets recruited by Joe to join under Joe, and Joe says, "Hey, Denzel, any business you send me, I'll give you a 50-50 split on all sales." Very smart of Joe. So instead of me getting a small commission of like maybe $200 or $300, right? I can actually get 50% of the sale, right? I get 50% of the sale. Joe gets the other 50. Joe did all the work in selling you, the viewer, my viewer, and Joe does all the maintenance, and then Denzel continues being a guru, right? Serving folks, creating valuable content, selling products on the back end. Denzel makes all this money. Joe makes all this money. Everybody's happy. The client gets out of debt, right? Now, what happens to Joe is selling his own Money Max account with his own leads. Then he's selling for Denzel under him. And so he gets to make money off of Denzel's sales. And then let's say Denzel also creates content to recruit his audience to come under him. And then Denzel doesn't have to sell the product himself anymore. He can have a bunch of people selling the Money Max account for him, and then he just provides all these leads and they take care. And now I'm making money on people who making money on people who making money on people who making money. And this is where you get the whole pyramid, right? The multi-level marketing structure, where people making money on people making money on people making money on people making money on people. Now, technically speaking, this only works for, this is my opinion, right? Personal opinion here. When you go the recruiting route instead of the sales route, and you're just a recruiter, you can only go so deep before you what? Consume the whole world, right? And that's really never going to happen. So there's a few elements as to what would make a Joe or a Denzel successful in this type of a structure based on skills that you must develop, such as marketing skills, sales skills, persuasion skills, right? To be able to sell this product and make a reasonable income from that. So again, this is giving you the structure of the company, the product, how they do their marketing, and the parties that are involved. You got the guru, you got Joe, who's selling the Money Max account. He doesn't own the company by any means, although he may have some kind of shares. There's multiple different compensation plans within UFF to really help Joe out to make a lifestyle income, right? But now, let me now give you where misrepresentation can occur, right? And I'll build it out over here. All right, so we'll go like this. And we have to be aware of misrepresentation, okay? I'm doing this for the benefit of UFF because I actually like and believe in what the company is doing on a big scale. There are some things I don't agree with, that I think can be improved on. But overall, I'm in agreement with their original intent when they started the company, which is to help people, Americans, become debt-free, right? And create financial freedom. I'm for that, right? Anyone, even if I don't agree with their way of getting there, I still support the overall goal, which is help people become debt-free, help people create financial freedom. I don't think that is a bad thing. Now, I like to help people not only get out of debt, but also leverage debt. So I'm just adding, in terms of the route of how I achieve financial freedom, maybe faster, maybe more efficiently. But still, the overall goal is help people become better stewards over their money, help people have mastery over debt, then debt master them, help people create financial freedom, change generations, right? Be able to pass on wealth, live a life worth living. Okay? Very, very important. So, recap. People involved. You got the guru. You got Joe, the sales agent, 1099, representing United Financial Freedom to sell the Money Max account. And Joe has different ways that he can go out and really market the product. He could leverage a guru to do all the work for him, which would be smart on Joe's part because Joe doesn't have, say, like, let's say the credibility that Denzel has, right, and reputation. And so Denzel's audience, right, Denzel's audience, who are happy people, so they got their hands up high, right? They're all happy, all right? They support Denzel. Denzel promotes this product. People go to Joe. Joe knows Denzel. Okay, boom, 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 right? Buy the product. This is going to help me get out of debt. Now, if Joe is not careful and Joe tells wrong information, right? Such as, let's use velocity banking. This term, velocity banking, is just a term. It is a marketing, way of acquiring people to get interested on what this is. Velocity banking is a concept. It's a strategy. There's no product attached to velocity banking. It's just a way of thinking as it relates to how you leverage debt, how you use debt to either pay off debt or make money with. Okay? So if Joe says, Denzel, I see you teaching people about velocity banking, how they can get out of debt faster, and you're running the numbers. I have a software called the Money Max account that will do this for your audience automatically. If Joe says that, that is misrepresentation. Why? Nowhere on the company's website, nowhere on the company's marketing material, nowhere on the company's email material, nowhere on the company's training material does it even mention the word velocity banking, let alone the who, what, when, where, how of implementing this particular strategy. So now what do we have here? We have a major problem, folks. You've got a guru, Denzel and others, that are thinking, right? I'm using me as an example. I don't actually think this. The guru is thinking that their audience is being served on a particular topic to achieve a particular result, get out of debt using velocity banking. They pay $3 to $5 grand. Lo and behold, they get in, a couple weeks in, they're like, I don't really know if I'm doing velocity banking or not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And now it makes the product look bad because in actuality, the product can be successful without velocity banking. You never have to actually do velocity banking to achieve a successful result within the Money Max account. Again, back to my point. Nowhere in United Financial Freedom are they saying, come here, folks, and do velocity banking with us instead of the guru. They're not saying that. So I think what's happening, and again, I got an email from the company because I'm in the company. I'm both a social media influencer, financial content creator, coach / guru, right? But I'm also in the company. So I've sold the Money Max account to people. I've had support in selling the Money Max account to folks. I have clients that have successfully paid off lots of debts within the program that are using the product, and they have reasonable expectations. Reasonable expectations. One of the biggest misrepresentations that I'm seeing right now is that the guru is getting wrong information from someone in the company. And then they think that velocity banking can be done to the extent that the guru said it would be, and they're finding out that that's just not the case. And now I am serving some of these people. You can comment if you're one of those people that you're like, yeah, man, I bought the product and, I'm kind of struggling, let alone trying to figure out the software. Now I got to add a whole strategy, philosophy, and concept to the system, and the system's not interpreting what I want to try and do. And the other problem is the user, the client, may not even fully understand velocity banking yet because they've never done it before. And now they're thinking the software is going to show them how to automatically do it. What I will say is that there is a world where you can say, right, and this is technically misrepresentation. Technically, so this is a bit of a gray area, so I don't really know. So I'm trying to be careful here, right? It's a bit of a gray area. But there is a world where you can train the Money Max account software. You can train it, you can tell it, you can put the numbers in a particular way and have it represent your velocity banking strategy that you developed on paper for your finances. Now you're plugging it into the system, and the system is representing what you're doing, not the other way around. What's not happening is, and this is what most people think, this is what a lot of you think, is you're just gonna buy this Money Max account, boom, first step, and then you're going to input your financial information. So you're uploading all your debts, your interest rates, your monthly payments, the balances owed, credit cards, line of credit, HELOC, all your expenses, annual, semi-quarterly, and monthly bills, and bonus paychecks. And you're inputting all these numbers in, and then you're like sitting, waiting. And then it just tells you to move money from your checking to your savings back to your checking, and pay a debt. And you're like, what just happened? What just happened? What's going on? The system is not going to automatically tell you how to do velocity banking and implement it. Nowhere in the company is it saying that. Of the higher ups, you call the office, you call the staff, it's not there. Reason why I'm getting passionate about this, because I find it frustrating that both the salespeople in the company are recruiting the gurus like me and others in the velocity banking world, and they're thinking one thing, but what's actually happening on the back end is a whole nother. So not only does it hurt the reputation of the guru, hurts the reputation of the company, and then you have an unsatisfied client. And here's the other problem. This world that you and I are in right now is already a small, tight world. The last thing I want is the only bridge to be down on fire in terms of communication. And that is what I am beginning to see, is the bridge is starting to have a fire. And in order to put the fire out, someone has to step up and say, you know what? This is what the product is. This is what it does. If you're someone that's practicing the velocity banking strategy or concept, when you have a specific amount of intelligence around the strategy itself, you've done it outside of the software, and you can train the software, and you want to input these numbers, and it's just setting realistic expectations that it will represent what you want to do. It won't necessarily tell you the how, the what, the where, and the when, and the why. That's where personal coaching, financial coaching has to come into place to educate this concept, this strategy, and how these two services, velocity banking being a concept, money max account being a product, how they can actually come together and serve the client. There has got to be a better way for the company to illustrate that in their marketing, and maybe even provide some training. I am willing to nominate myself to be a trainer for the company, right? We'll have to negotiate if they want that, to say, yeah, you know what? We need to have someone from the outside that knows this product, knows this strategy, so it will come into this company, provide proper training to these salespeople. Here's the other problem. The people who are selling the Money Max account, right? The people here, majority of them are not financial coaches. They're sales agents. They're being trained to sell a product. So if they don't have those financial coaching skills to be able to reason with the client, to be able to say, yeah, you know, we could use this credit card over here at 0%, and you have this personal line of credit here, and we've got this HELOC that we could potentially go and apply for, right? And, you know, through strategy, it might make sense to go over here first, then graduate to the HELOC while simultaneously leveraging 2 credit cards at 0%. This other credit card here, we're going to run bills and, you know, get the points and the cashback rewards with a statement credit. That's not happening, right? And if it is, and you are that person, hey, reach out to me. Maybe we can have some sort of a collaboration so that more people are not fooled or misrepresented into buying this product, thinking it's going to do one thing and then it solves another. Okay, point number 2, right? And I think my screen froze again. So I'm just going to write it for now and I'll tell it to you. So the first misrepresentation is wrong info being shared about velocity banking. The second is saying something to the effect of velocity banking will get you out of debt in 7 years, in 8 years, right? Just pick any number. Velocity banking will get you out of debt in 8 years, right? So let's say the guru does that, and then they say Money Max account will get you out of debt in 6 years. 2 whole years faster, right? So by you buying the Money Max account for $5,000 will actually get you out of debt faster than this strategy, which sounds like an oxymoron because the first part was you doing velocity banking with Money Max account to get out of debt sooner. And then with you're saying velocity banking, what, alone? Again, no product, it's just a concept, strategy, will get you out of debt 8 years, but then you add the Money Max, it'll be done in 6. That's misrepresentation. You cannot say that, right? So when you see someone doing that now, you say, oh, red flag, right? They said, oh, I'll help you get out of debt in 8, but this product will do it in 6. Or I'll help you get out of debt in 10 years, 9 years. This will do it in 6 or 7, right? That is misrepresentation on the guru's part, which they may or may not know, then it's misrepresentation on the Money Max account itself, because that's not how the product is actually sold and delivered to the client, right? Not okay. Those are the two main things that I'm seeing right now, and UFF has also seen it, and therefore they put their email out, right? And so now they're saying, all the marketing has to go through them first, right? So I want you to be aware of that. If you're someone that bought the product with a certain expectation, unfortunately, that may not be the case, but that shouldn't take away from the value of Money Max account. Shouldn't take away the value from it, right? Because again, I think in the gray area here is there may be a world where those two strategies could potentially come together, but that's customization. That's you, the human, needing to have some intelligence on this strategy to be able to implement it into the system and then go from there, right? So what I would like to do, I'm going to show you, we're just going to take some time. I'm going to show you how the Money Max account actually looks, right? Let's start there. Before I do that, let me just look at some questions. I see some stuff here. So we got Anthony in the house. How you doing? Gabriella, hello. Rod, never heard of the Money Max account. Welcome. Sykes says, I bought the product 2 years ago, but found that it was using my PLOC in a way that I was used to with Velocity Banking. Don't remember exactly what it was, but I just kept with Velocity Banking. Oh, correction. Bought the product 2 years ago, but found that it was using my Velocity Banking not in a way that I was used to with Velocity Banking. So it was a bit confusing, right? So I guess a good example of this is, let's say you have a personal line of credit for $20,000, and you, Psych, let's say you were listening to my YouTube channel and I was giving you some rules on how to use the PLOC. And I was saying something like cash flow times 12 and 20,000 times 2/3 of your line of credit is your chunk range. So let's say that range was between $9,000 and $13,200, right? And then, so you're making chunks based off of your cash flow per month times 12 in a year and your credit line times 2/3, and also evaluating the debt that you're trying to eliminate. Then you buy the Money Max account, and the Money Max account is telling you to use your PLOC in a way that maybe is going above 13,200 or below cash flow times 12, and it has you chunking in a way that's just a little bit confusing, and it kind of, it just maybe threw you off, right? Again, that's, that could be a potential issue. That's not okay, right? So Gabrielle says, so do you suggest buying the software? I am familiar with it. I haven't bought it because I wanted to know deeply the concept, which I learned from you and another guy from your team. Right. So if you are buying the Money Max account solely for the purpose of doing Velocity Banking, I would say that is a flat out no. I would not do that, because you may come to the conclusion that it's just not doing what you want it to do. And it's going to be frustrating at first, because first you have to learn the software, right, Gabriella? Right? You've got to learn the software first. You got to learn how it works. You got to put all your numbers in. You got to be accountable to this thing. You got to sign in every day. You got to update the stuff. You got to click the buttons, right? It takes a little while, right? And even if you're financially savvy, I just recently sold the Money Max account to someone who is extremely savvy, and he was having some difficulties, right, with getting his numbers in and understanding what the heck it's telling him to do. So even he was going, so there's a little bit of learning pain, growing pain when you first buy the Money Max account. Again, it shouldn't take away from the value of the product. It really shouldn't, right? So what I'm seeing is that velocity banking is becoming a conflict with the user, because the user's trying to do something and the software is just like, I don't know what the hell you're trying to tell me to do. Or it may even say, hey, this may take longer than if you do this. And then you realize, oh shoot, velocity banking is slower than just technically making extra payments, but with the software, it's doing it faster than if you were to do it manually. So now you're kind of like, oh shoot, this thing is going slower. And in fact, either your numbers are input incorrectly, or the software is not properly delivering the concept, right? The software was built by a man or a group of men. If they themselves don't calibrate the system to lean more toward velocity banking, do you really think the system's going to have a mind of its own and be teaching all these people velocity banking? No. It's going to do what it was told to do, what the programs, what the algorithms were set up to do. And I'm here to tell you that since 2008 all the way to now, 2024, the main priority Money Max account is showing you how to use a checking and savings sweep function to get out of debt faster. That is the focus. You do have the ability to input your PLOC, your credit cards, your home equity line of credit, first or second position. You do have the ability to input that in there, but by no means is it just going to automatically click around and switch some things and tell you how to do it differently. It's not the case, right? It really isn't the case. So again, if you're buying the software purely based off velocity banking, I hate to tell you, you're probably making a bad purchase. Coming from someone that educates about the velocity banking concept. Because again, I'm kind of like, I'm in a weird position here, a very uncomfortable position, because I'm like, on one hand, I'm a financial coach. I teach velocity banking. It's a great concept. It works when it works. It doesn't when it doesn't. On the other hand, over here, I sell the Money Max account. I'm a fan of United Financial Freedom. I like the direction, the overall mission that they have. There's some things that I don't agree on. I don't have to agree 100% to get on board, right? There are some things I fundamentally don't agree on some other things that the company may be doing, right? But overall, I agree. And I'm like, should these two things remain separate? Or is there a way that there could be some training for the salespeople to set proper expectations so that companies don't send out emails regarding influencers talking about this product in a misrepresenting way, right? 31 people in the house. So let's go here, share screen. Let me show you what the Money Max account actually looks like, right? Let me get myself out the way here. Right. Do this. So this is, pretty straightforward, right? You've got your action plan, budget. I was just playing with this. I was just adding random stuff, right? So you can add income. This is what it'll literally look like when you first get in here. It's going to be a very tedious process, right? By no means is this a walk in the park. It is a bit of a tedious process, okay? So you're going to be adding, says add income budget. Create your income budget. If you receive multiple sources of income, you can itemize your budget. You select the category. There's different things that you can add in here, right? You got advanced details, where the money's coming from, budget type, single, multiple, a lot of stuff. Same thing with adding an expense, right? Food, category, food, dining. Would you like to itemize? You say yes, right? Put the different things, boom. You can add transfers, so you're going to be manually moving money in and around this thing. You got different accounts that you can show, cash flow reports. There's a lot of cool things that this thing does, right? And it's going to take some time to learn. Now, when you buy the Money Max account, there's a help system here, and you should absolutely lean on this. You've got video trainings. You can email them. You can call them. You can jump on Zoom calls, Zoom trainings, live chat. Okay? Now, one of my biggest recommendations after you purchase the Money Max account, one more purchase I recommend you buy. Go right here to subscription settings and click Get Premium, right? You can do $13.95 a month or $149.95 annually to save some money. What this will do, right, is basically input all your numbers automatically. You connect all your bank accounts in here so that you have proper documentation. The last thing you want to do is be implementing or inputting these numbers incorrectly, and now the whole system is off. Not pretty. So, and then over here, action plan is like, this is taking you day by day, like, you know, what's going on, right? And it tells you what to do, right? So what I want to do here, I want to add an account, add new account. I'm going to add a loan. I'm going to add a credit card, right? And that's another place where you can connect your accounts and stuff. Let's go to manually add a credit card, name of account, credit card. Let's do that. Lender, let's do that. Let's do 20,000. Start balance, let's say 15,000. Let's do 29%. Let's do minimum payment on, let's just say that. Let's do this. Statement date. That should be fine. Payment date on the 3rd. Let's do advance. Paid from. Let's do that. So you can tell it where the card is going to get paid from. So I'm just putting myself in debt. Okay. So let's see. So we threw in 2 cards in here. This is like fake debt that I'm putting myself in, right? So now, if I'm gonna just like pretend like I'm new to Velocity Banking and I just bought the Money Max account, and I'm like, okay, where the hell do I go to do Velocity Banking, right? This is what's happening to a lot of people. You're like, what the hell is going on? I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't see anything that says Velocity Banking, right? Like, what's going on? Where do I go? Right? People are getting nervous already. They just spend $3, $4, $5 grand. They're like, oh my god, what do I do? Did I just buy the wrong thing? I don't know, right? So let's do line of credit. I'm gonna manually add a line of credit. I'm gonna call it HELOC. Lender. Let's do Bright Star. All right. Next, let's do credit limit 25,000. Start balance 0. Current interest rate, let's say 8.5%. No, let's do 9.5%. All right, 60 months. Absolute monthly minimum payment is, let's say $100, $150. Paid from checking. Let's do that. So 0 balance. We owe nothing. on the PLOC. I'm in debt on here. 29.9%, 29%, 15,000 balance owed there, 10,000 balance owed there, monthly payments, 9.5% line of credit. Let's go to the action plan. Okay. This is where even I myself am confused. So I'm like, okay. So where does it, let's go to time frame. Don't know. I go back to accounts, go to budget. So you would definitely want to, at this point, you're going to call, right, the helpline. You're going to call them up, or you're going to set a time. You're going to tap into your coaching. You do get coaching when you buy the software, right? But this is the problem right now. People are having, they're like, okay, where the hell, like, what do I do to move forward? Let's just say you executed, right? Execute, fine, done. Let me just hit execute on this stuff. Right, this is what you'll be doing day by day, is you're going to be hitting execute, like, oh yeah, that happened. Money came in, right? Boom, execute, right? All these different things that you'll be clicking on. It tells you when to transfer money, all this stuff, whatever. But again, there's no velocity banking language going on here, right? I'm not seeing, okay, Denzel, looking at your debts here, we're going to make a chunk from your PLOC to pay this card first, or pay this card first, move that in here, do a lot, like, that's just not there, right? So I think that's where a lot of people are having a lot of frustration with. But my point of view is it shouldn't take away from the value of the product itself. There's so many other benefits that this Money Max account can bring someone, such as order in their life, something, a visual where they can see where all their money is, all the accounts, everything can be clean. If you're a business owner, this could go hand in hand with QuickBooks, right? Like, there's so many other ways that this could be used without velocity banking, and it would still be worth the price of admission. It would still be worth the price of admission. It by no means does this need to really get compared to velocity banking. It really doesn't. It can just be a conversation of how can those two things maybe work for me based on what I already know about velocity banking that I could potentially put in here, right? And I'm saying with enough time that we spend together, we could maybe figure that out together, okay? And let's see. One more thing I just wanted to do was show you the agent resources of the company, right? I'm going to go to all files, right? Look at this. All files. There's nothing on any of these things that's remotely related to teaching you how to do velocity banking or how to train the system to do velocity banking. There's absolutely nothing. It's just nothing there. There's just marketing funnels and helpful information, product overview, how to talk to brokers, how to talk to real estate agents, how to talk to insurance agents, right? Talks about the Money Max account warranty, policies and procedures, right? Plans, pricing, payment options, back office, true interest chart. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Again, shouldn't take from the value of the product itself. It really should not. That's the only point I want to make here. So with that being said, what I'm offering for those of you who have purchased the Money Max account already, and you want some additional support, I'm going to be hosting some private live streams. I'll go live on YouTube, but I'll also have a Zoom, and I'll just be talking to those who have purchased a Money Max account, and I want to help you get better with your system. Or maybe we can do collaborations with the person that sold the product to you. Maybe we can get them more involved to provide support, because here's the thing. Coaching is not lifetime with the product, right? So coaching eventually does fall off. And if you don't have that initial accountability up front, a lot of your clients can really fall off. And that's not so healthy, right? So I'm gonna figure out a way that I can just show up and serve to really help folks use your Money Max account software, get out of debt faster. And then those that want to buy the product, that think it could be really helpful for you, I can also serve you, right? I can also write the product up, right? And before we go, I'm going to show you the proper way to actually sell this product, right? Without making any bold marketing claims, any bold statements that are just not true, or misrepresentation, maybe a half-truth, right? Bunch of half-truths out there. Instead of doing that, all right, I'm going to do a little example here. Let's do example yahoo.com 111. Let's do this. Okay. Let me show you how this would work. Let me share my screen. Let me do this. Hold on. Made a mistake. Let's do run analysis. There we go. All right, so get started. Here we go. Boom. So this is what's called running an analysis for a prospective client that's interested in buying the product. So A, this is completely free. This does not cost any money for John Smith, for Gabriella Moreno, for Michael Allen, for Rod Merriweather, right? Does not cost anything. So when you hear marketing talking about how to get this for free, how to get a whole analysis for free, it already is free. There's no cost. And if you paid someone to run an analysis for you, that is another level of misrepresentation, and the company will have to deal with that person. So don't get fooled, please. This is completely free. Does not cost anything at all. Completely free to have an analysis run for you. If you want me to be the person that runs an analysis of your numbers, you would have to send me all of your financials in detail, right? So I'm just gonna add some fake numbers here. So name this account loan 10K 9%. Let's see, payment $300. All right, and it kind of just does it for me, right? So let's do save loan. All right, let's add another loan. Let's do a car. Current balance, 22,000. Let's do 7%. 450. 7%. Let's do that. Boom. Just gonna add a bunch of stuff. Let's do car 2. 19,000. 7%. 100. There we go. Save loan. All right, so we got $51,000. Let's give them a credit card. $10,000. Credit limit $15,000. Let's do interest rate 28%. 50. Calculated payment. Let's do that. Okay. So let's just say that's all your debt, $61,000. Let's add a mortgage as well. So mortgage 1, current balance, let's do $250,000. Let's give them a 6 interest rate. Let's say the payment is $2,900. Escrow, say it's $900. That's 16 years. Let's do 25, 30 years. Perfect. Yeah, let's do that. Brand spanking new mortgage, 30-year timeline. PMI, let's do 400. All right. Let's say the purchase price 75. Let's do that. Okay. So look, you threw in all this debt, right? Doing an analysis. Go over here to income. Income 1. Every week, say they get $1,000. Save that income. Right? Let's add in another income. Income 2. Let's say that's twice a month, and that is $3,000. Save income. So we got $8,000 coming in. Let me see how much debt expenses they have. So $3,883. Let's do easy on the expenses. Let's say their expenses are $3,000 total monthly expenses. So they have a discretionary income of $1,116.70, right? Banks, let's say they got, yeah, we're just gonna skip over that. Let's say I just, added everything in there. Let's say they got no savings. Right? Put them in a bad position. Nothing. John Smith, blah, blah, blah. Summary. And then here's what it'll do. It's gonna produce an analysis. After putting in all the numbers, right? This would take way longer, right? But this is the summary here of what's going on. You got $8K, debt payments $3,883, $311,000 of debt, average interest rate 6.936%, total cash flow $1,117. Let's go to the savings report, right? And then this gives you an idea of basically what you're doing versus what the Money Max account would do for you. All right, let me go like that. Y'all should be able to see that much better now. So we got the mortgage, right? All the loans, the credit cards, bam, bam, bam. Cash flow is 14% of their income. Having debt is no walk in the park. This month, you'll pay over $2,100 in interest and mortgage interest alone. That's 65% of your monthly payment gone. You'll spend $7.60 for every $1 you pay down in principal on your mortgage this month. All right? Pretty cool, facts, to know. It's in red. It's scary. Oh my God, I got to buy this product now. Right? This is how they sell you. Right? And it's not exactly Not a bad thing, but it's like, look, here's how much you'll pay if you do nothing. Here's how much you pay if you do the money max. You save that much, right? And then it, talks about like wealth accumulation. This is the other cool part, is like, not only is it a debt payoff system, but it's a cash flow management system. So it shows you how to not only pay off debt, gives you the projected debt-free date, says you'll be debt-free by December 2031 after only 90 payments, 7.5 years. So that's pretty cool, as opposed to what? 30 years, right? And now this is where the system would guarantee that number. Granted, we put exactly the numbers correctly, right? So that's also important. This analysis has to be very, very accurate, right? And then it says, what could you do with 270 months with no monthly debt payments, right? That's roughly $1.412 million. This is your savings with a 1% return. Imagine your savings at a higher rate. So why wait? Start saving today. Each month you delay will cost you $29.08 on average over the next 7.5 years, right? Debt-free in 7.5 years, debt-free date, December 2031, years saved, 22.5, total savings, 261,721, and then that savings, they're taking that after 7.5 years, and then for 22.5 years, growing it at 1%, and it increases to that amount, right? Along with probably cash flow, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, by saving 22.5, you could build more than 1.4 million of wealth over that same time period, right? And it kind of just gives the whole, breakdown and stuff. So that's how the Money Max account is properly sold and provided to you. You have to first go through an analysis. Once you go through the analysis, it then produces a quote. You get that quote, and it'll tell you how much that you'll be paying for the Money Max account. Depending on how much debt you have and how many mortgages you have will determine the price of your program, but it should be around $3 to $5 grand is usually the price range. I think it might go above $5K. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, the highest one I sold, I think, was like $5 grand, right? Every now and then, the Money Max account runs some like promotions every now and then, like 10% off. If you're in the military, they have a running consistent discount of 10%. So if you're active military, retired, I think, you just provide your military ID and you'll be granted a 10% discount on your checkout, right? For all active, and I want to say non-active military to buy that product. So you get a nice little discount there. Everyone else pays the normal price unless the company is running a promotion. Last month in June, they were running a company-wide promotion, 10% off all of the different Money Max account options, 10% off, and that was resulting in a couple $100 in savings, okay? All right, so before I go, does anyone have any questions? My goal, again, is to serve you guys, right? I'm a financial coach consultant first. I create content, educational content, help you get out of debt, kind of DIY style, totally free. Velocity banking, teaching it for free. Never have to pay me a dime, right? Then the next level to that is one-to-one support, right? So that's coaching, consulting, strategy, running the numbers, whiteboard, recorded sessions, Zoom meetings, all that, right? And in that I'm projecting, let's say, a debt-free date, right? Then on top of that, we might go the Money Max route. I've done it before with some folks, right? So again, I'm not against this product. I'm against misrepresentation, poor marketing strategies that result in people getting hurt. And then it's honestly more work on my part and it sucks for the client. They bought the Money Max account and then they're outsourcing, they're hiring more people to help them do it. And the reality is that it either just may not make sense for them to do it, right? to try to do velocity banking. I can't tell you how many clients I have that are not doing velocity banking. And that's okay, because it doesn't work 100% of the time, right? It doesn't. I'm perfectly fine with saying that, fine in my own skin, right? And there's times where it absolutely works and it makes a ton of sense. And I always look for the best rates, the best offers, the best opportunities, right? I'm always looking for the best scenarios that we can put ourselves in, the best situations that we can put ourselves, because proper planning, right, prevents piss poor performance. Am I right? So it says, does it allow you to account for your lifetime of property taxes after the mortgage is paid off? Absolutely. So there is, there's an expense in there. You can do annual expenses, bi, semi, quarterly. You can really customize it according to how your finances are. So yes, it'll do that. Will they also dissuade you if the product isn't for you? I haven't really seen that, Anthony. Trying to find the medium to either send them to you or if it doesn't make sense. So I will definitely be the person that says, yeah, I don't think this product is for you. And I would say if you have no desire for the computers, right? This is typically my senior citizens, my retired folks, my senior folks. A lot of you don't care to be on computers. You don't like it. You have a difficult time filling out my own financial spreadsheet, let alone buying a $3,000 to $5,000 software, expecting you to log in every single day, input all your numbers accurately, efficiently, effectively, in a timely manner. Yeah, I would say a good group of people that are not tech savvy and you don't like computers, you don't like Excels, you don't like all the crazy numbers, but you're a major fan of the whiteboard and you're a major fan of DIY and one-to-one conversation, I would say that person would produce a better result than the Money Max account, simply from a characteristic, not necessarily what the Money Max is or isn't doing. Because at the end of the day, it's about the user, right? The user has to play. And then the software is representing what you're doing. That's what it is, right? And it's supporting you. It's showing you these different things all lined up. So if you are tech savvy, you don't mind logging into this account every single day, holding yourself accountable, have that additional support, I think it will be good for you. Even if we don't do velocity banking, you're still guaranteed a debt-free date, a result. You're definitely going to go faster than the person that's DIY that snowball all day. See, that's a better statement to say, is that the Money Max account will beat any debt snowball strategy, any debt avalanche strategy, because at this point, it's software versus human error, right? It's software versus human whiteboard extra payments, right? Type style. Like that's when I would say, yeah, all day. If you're never going to touch velocity banking and you're just going to make extra payments to pay off your debt faster, the Money Max account, I can honestly say, would outperform any handwritten strategy, because you'll have less downtime, less mistakes will be made, and it'll tell you exactly when to make that extra payment at the most effective time mathematically, as opposed to what you think, right? Because every single month you have to kind of hold yourself accountable, whereas the Money Max, you're kind of just following the Money Max account. You're just following it. You're just telling it what to do. And I would also make the argument that this will tell you which debts to pay off in proper order, whereas handwritten debt snowball strategy, you might not get the same result as this. I would say that very, very confidently. Okay, does the product factor in budgeting mistakes? Not necessarily, right? So like, again, like if you put in the numbers wrong, the software doesn't know that it's wrong. So that's going to be an issue. To my point, I recommend buying that other subscription for like $14 a month and have that extra protection where you can automatically have all your bank accounts registered this way. Everything is down to the penny, clear, right? When will the Zoom for MMA be? So I'm gonna schedule live streams all throughout the rest of the year. I'm gonna try and do a couple of those a month, and that's just me serving, right? I'm just giving. If you have and purchased a Money Max account, I would try to lean on the person who sold it to you. And if you want and if you just had enough or you don't like it, you want some one-to-one coaching with me, then we can work together. I've done that a ton of those, right? But what I want to do is get people together that are not happy, people that are new, and before they become unhappy, help them have success and accountability with a group of people who have the Money Max account. And maybe we can support each other. We can buddy up, right? Partner up and help each other win, right? So that we can get the most of our investment here, right? I agree. My number crunching for my people has become a pain. PC is not their friend, but they need the hand holding. Yeah, honestly, like if you're a financial consultant or coach and you want to add this product into your tool belt, right? Or you want to team up with me and I would do it for you, or I would, do the analysis, provide them the product. They now have it. The cool part is the company has their own set of training that they do. All I'm simply saying is their training is not incorporating velocity banking. Like their training is incorporating how to use the system, but a checking and savings sweep function, right? You stay right in that lane, you're going to get a lot of value from the product. You try to incorporate velocity banking, you might add some stressors, there might be some frustrations, you may have some success, right, in it. I'm not saying you won't. I think it is possible to incorporate the two, but I still think it's misrepresentation because the company is not exactly promoting the strategy to the extent of, let's say, myself or another guru online. That's my only point that I want to make here. So with that being said, I will let you all go now that you have better context. You can reach out to me directly, right? You can email me, go to my website, denzelrodriguez.com, contact me, say, I want the Money Max account. Can you run an analysis on me? Just reach out and we can make that happen. And we would, set up a call. You need to have all your numbers, do exactly what I went through. Simple. You could even buy the Money Max account and not be in any debt, and it would still be of value to you. It totally would be. So that's another point I want to make here is that you don't necessarily have to be in debt to buy this product. You might just want a software that can just kind of lay out all the numbers, give you some ideas, run some strategies. You could be preparing to go into debt. Maybe you are debt-free and you're about to buy a house. And so you could input the numbers, what it would look like, and how long it would take you to get out of debt. How valuable is that? That might be worth the price of the admission. And again, it's lifetime access. Michael Allen says, I want the Denzel Rodriguez account. That is funny, man. Yeah, hey, one day it might be the case. I have seen Money Max account make improvements over the years. I'll give them that. There's some fundamental things that I don't agree on regarding life insurance and the direction they went in that route. But as it relates to paying off debt effectively and efficiently, yeah, there's something to be said there. And I want to help. I want to be support, right? So I'm going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful day. God bless. We will be talking soon. Get on my email list because I'm hosting workshops. I'm doing a financial boot camp, working people one-to-one, creating financial freedom. I'm having a blast out here. So join in on the fun and let's get started on improving your personal finances, all right? Have a wonderful day. God bless, and we'll be talking soon.